Welcome to another episode of RTP Wrestling. I'm your host, RTP and ANT in HD. And next to me is my boy, RTP John. John, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. Wrapping up the holiday season. Got
Yep,
some good wrestling to talk about today.
yep. Yeah, I mean, it did feel like kind of a light week as far as like Raw, SmackDown. I don't know if it was because I wasn't working as much too with like Christmas. How was your Christmas, man? What'd you get for Christmas?
I got a bunch of stuff for my Forerunner. Super
Oh,
pumped about
nice.
that. Gonna get some wheels on it at the end of next week. So got everything. Got like a new roof rack, leather seat covers. No complaints here.
I got a wrestling related Christmas story if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Um, so the way my family, we all got each other our gifts, right? And I got this gift that it was just like long in a box, right? And usually for Christmas, my family would get me stuff for like my podcast set or like tech stuff, but like I really don't need that anymore because I kind of have everything for it. So I was thinking that that was about to be a wrestling championship, right? I was licking my lips. I got hype. Um, and my mom's like, all right, which one do you want to open last? So I was like, all right, I know that's a wrestling belt, so let me open my other gift. I don't remember what my other gift was, but I crack it open and
Mhm.
then I get to the wrestling belt and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I wonder what it's gonna be. WWE Championship, World Heavyweight. What do we got? I'm gonna wear it on the pod this week. I crack it open and it's like a neon lights pickleball set from Walmart. And I was like, man, I thought I was about to be belted up. I thought I was about to be belted up. But I did get my brother got me a signed picture of Gunther, which
Oh, there
was
you go. That's
fire.
pretty sick.
Fire. I hung it up on the set. So y'all are seeing next time we do an in-person episode. But yeah, I mean, today we're gonna be talking about this week in wrestling. Not much to talk about this week, but we did have an AEW pay-per-view, so it's always gonna be good wrestling. I will say, just want to get this out there now. This felt like one of the worser shows of the year for AEW. The match quality was very good. It was all there. Obviously, it's always going to be for AEW, but there was nothing coming out of this show that I'm really excited about. Where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Dynamite next week. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. But maybe I'm in the wrong. Um, are you in a similar boat as me? How do you feel?
It's weird. It's like it's AEW's version of letting off the gas a little
Uh-huh.
bit right before the new year. Which is they're still giving us more than we're getting with WWE right now with the
Yeah.
end of the year stuff. But I mean, I thought it was all right. It was entertaining. There was a few stuff that hit pretty good. A few stuff. There's a few things that hit pretty good. I mean, we had a title change,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Um,
Two, technically.
oh
The
yeah, there's two.
Continental technically is a
Yeah.
title change. Let's start from the top. Then we had a really good match between Okada and Takeshita, a very much more textbook in the ring type of match. A lot of straight graps. Um, and then the match ends with the screwdriver shot. Now I thought it was really cool that we got this in the beginning of the show. And then the next match, it's kind of rare you see two matches kind of connect like that. So I
Yeah.
thought that was very interesting. But I don't know if it's just me, but I don't love if this is supposed to be the tournament where like this is straight wrestling, straight graps. I don't like the nut shots. I don't like the screwdriver shots. And this is only my second year watching the Continental Classic, so I don't know if maybe I'm missing something, like if that's something that's usual or common. But I personally feel like we get Okada and Takeshita in the ring together. I would have loved to have a clean finish with one winner. I understand that it's not that easy. I'm making Tony Khan's job hard, but I didn't really love that. What do you think about that?
Um, yeah, honestly, with how much distraction stuff that happens in wrestling, I didn't even really notice it as something that shouldn't have been. But I agree with the way you said that though. Straight wrestling should have been straight wrestling, straight graps, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the bullshit stuff. I mean, in hindsight, I kind of also could have done without it. You know,
Yeah, I'm
hundred
I'm
percent.
I'm in on that. But this was a good match. I don't think it was the best match of the night. I don't think it was the best match of the week, but it was good. It progresses the
Hmm.
story between the two of them a little bit, and it progresses the breakup of. I don't think it's going to be a breakup, but I think Takeshita and Fletcher eventually are going to outgrow the Don Callis family, and we go into the next match: Jon Moxley versus Kyle Fletcher, probably the match of the week. It might honestly sneak into my top lists of the year. That match was a very good match. The way Moxley gets fired up in these moments where it kind of feels like he's all done. It is exciting to watch, and it kind of goes to show like Kyle Fletcher is still I think he's 25. Like, next year could be his year. He wins it. He's lost in the semifinal of the Continental Classic every time he's been in it. So definitely setting up something interesting. But do you think this was the right winner, or would you have rather saw Kyle? Because Moxley wins this match. So would you rather have seen Kyle Fletcher versus Okada?
Um, honestly, it depends what they're doing with the Moxley storyline with the Death Riders. I almost said
Yeah.
the Death Eaters, like it's Harry Potter. But yeah, with the Death Riders, it depends on what they're doing there. It seems like maybe they're pumping the brakes on the breakup,
Mm,
you know, because he's tapped out, kind of cowardly, but then he baby faces it up and gets that baby face hulks up. That how he does, you know, and then wins. So I don't know. I don't know what the reaction is going to be from the rest of the group, but if they do all this just to break them up and he goes through his own thing that doesn't really have anything to do with the title or anything bigger aspirations, then I'm like, why did you have him win then? Why didn't you put Kyle Fletcher over?
yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna future book for something that hasn't happened yet. As it is, I love it. I like what they did with it. It was a well earned victory. They fought it out. He gave Kyle Fletcher a lot. You
Yes.
know, he made him
Yeah.
look great.
Yeah. So how long do you think this babyface Death Riders lasts? You think it's going to be a thing that sticks it out, or you think they're going to
No,
kick him out?
no, it'll be. They have too many badasses. They have too many badass baby faces already on AEW. I think Moxley is a much needed heel right now, or at least the Death Riders are
Uh-huh.
heel faction. Maybe him being a good guy is what actually splits him off from the Death Riders. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe this is actually the start of the finish of them, but who knows?
I think for them to stay interesting, they need to make Gabe Kidd a full-time member of AEW just because he's on New Japan. I don't think like a faction of like Claudio Castagnoli and friends really is interesting to me. But if you have kind of that like Bulldog Gabe Kidd, and then you have Daniel Garcia and Wheeler and Marina, I could see it working out. But
No,
I
no,
just
no.
think
Edge comes
Claudio,
back.
what?
Edge comes back and takes over
Yeah,
the Death Riders.
the new
That's what's
Judgment
gonna
Day.
happen.
No, I think Claudio, and I think this is going to set up for Claudio to end up beating Moxley for this title eventually. But I do feel like Claudio's the guy. His wrestling career has always been like, oh, give him a try, give him a try, give him a try. And then the second he gets that opportunity, it's always like, I see why we didn't give him an opportunity in the first place. And I'm just scared that's where we're going with this.
Yeah.
But now we get into more filler stuff. I thought the Chicago Street fight, I'm going to ride for FTR regardless. I thought the Chicago Street fight was one of the better matches of the night. I love the Bang Bang Gang too. It was just very entertaining. I thought we were setting up either, I forgot what Austin Gunn's brother's name is, but a return of someone from the Bang Bang Gang, whether that's Jay Wright or the other Gunn. Jay White, sorry. I think Jay Wright's a basketball player. But anyway, what did you think about this match? I'm gonna just glaze them.
I mean, honestly, I was like making food during this match. Not gonna lie to you. I was making a mountain of nachos.
There you go.
Currently, I was just layering on the chips and the cheese, and then hitting with 15 seconds in the microwave, and then stacking it up so the cheese was throughout.
Keep it
Um,
coming. Okay.
but no, I mean, I did catch some of it here and there. I mean, FTR it's always solid. It was just to me, it just struck me as a classic, good tag AEW match.
Yeah.
Like just brutal. It scratched that itch for some people that like the more like wrestly spot fest stuff.
Mhm.
I like it. I like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just wasn't really that invested in this one.
That's fair. I wasn't invested in this next match. We don't have to talk much about this, but the women's tag team championships gets defended. Mercedes Moné and Athena lose the match. Don't win the championship. Mercedes gets pinned. Now we get Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes this Wednesday. I just I look, it sucks for me because I think Mercedes' character should be so fun. Like I would be like, this is something that I'm about. But
Mhm.
I never enjoy Sasha Banks Mercedes Moné matches. They never hit for me.
I don't want to be just like a negative guy either. I don't want to be like that guy that's like, oh, I hate the women wrestling. But like, I don't know. I just didn't. I just didn't care. I don't know. Maybe it's a me problem. I probably should just pay more attention. But I don't know. Yeah, I do like that they're having the losing starting now with
Yeah.
Mercedes Monet. So maybe this will lead to something. But like the last Mercedes Monet match I watched, there was just like botches all over the place. Whether that was her fault or not, it was on Revolution, I think. And
Yeah,
yeah,
we
that
watched that
was.
one together. I think it was with Statlander.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no hits. Darby Allin beats Gabe Kidd. I thought this was a great match. It was like
good
your
for Darby.
typical Darby Allin match where somebody's gonna die, but I do think winning on a roll up in a match that's like the whole rivalries have been about killing each other, and
And
you're
it's a
gonna
roll up.
like kill him, fucking tap him out, something. I didn't love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that Darby got some shine though after getting medically removed from the tournament and then
Mhm.
gets this match. And they put
I
on a
think
good
Gabe Kidd's a
match.
monster. I love
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd. I love his character. He's just a British rapper turned wrestler. That's like what it feels like. One of those guys that seems like he could go down in the history books. I think, like, truth be told, those guys like that seem like they're just like obsessed about this shit. Like, I think he's one of the guys for sure. We go to that crazy mixed match, and we were talking about it before the show. You give your thoughts on this one, man.
um I think there's a certain glass ceiling to Orange Cassidy of like what he can do in the business, but the fact that he's tying himself to Tony Storm, who is just such a huge star, it's like actually elevating him. And this is a rare instance where like someone's stock is genuinely being raised by who I think is a pretty giant star in Tony Storm. And the gimmick stuff, they AEW does the gimmicky, stupid holiday stuff. Like, it's the Christmas go home show. Everyone's tired. Go out there and have fun. Go make them laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like WWE missed hard with that. I just thought it was bad this on SmackDown with the whole like Christmas bash, whatever. But this was actually like good because it still stayed in the realm of wrestling. It wasn't like R-Truth in a fucking bunny outfit. Like, you know what I mean? It's hitting the five knuckle shuffle for some cheap pop. Like, I don't know. And Miz taking the pin again. I don't. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good, and I would like to see them as
On screen couple.
maybe not on screen couple, but like together, coupled,
Okay.
but like yeah, working together or something. Maybe something like Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Maybe not like something where I think AEW needs to stay away from the fake romance stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I think I
it's
don't
always
really
cringe
love
for me.
the conglomeration. Like, I hope Tony Storm doesn't join them just because I don't find it interesting at all, or it's not really my style. But Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy is something that I could like get behind. That was kind of the highlight of the match, honestly, and something like I don't know why I didn't really expect. Um, we go to Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. Again, I saw a lot of people calling this like match of the night. I just I don't really enjoy either of these two women fight. The AEW women's division to me is very overhyped. Other than Tony Storm, I don't really like Statlander. I don't really like Hayter. I don't really like Mercedes Monet. I could get behind like Harley Cameron. I could get behind Athena, even though she's Ring of Honor. But a lot of the people they have in the main title picture, I'm just like I could do without a Chris Statlander match on the show.
Yeah, I get you. I like the match. Um, I don't think it went too long, which was nice because sometimes AEW can have their matches go on for 40 minutes for no reason.
Yeah.
And you're like, why is this doing this right now? Like, do we not have commercials to cut to? Like, I like get confused sometimes.
WWE fan watches AEW show.
Where are the commercials?
Yeah. Where are the eats? No, I feel
Snap
like
into a Slim Jim. Yeah, I need
I'm
Jay
into
Uso.
Slim Jims. I do feel like AEW's the last like 3 or so pay-per-views has been a lot better with that. With the
Yeah.
oh no, this fucking mid-card match went 48 minutes for no reason. Like, I don't think we're really seeing that. I think this was a
Jurassic
4-hour show.
Express and FTR for 43 minutes.
Yeah, this felt like a well-paced show. I'll say, like, a lot of the stuff that didn't really matter didn't feel like it. Like in January, that Darby Allin Gabe Kidd match would have been like 35 minutes. Like, it just doesn't need to be that.
Yeah, I think whoever is either if Tony Khan or whoever is pacing out the shows, doing a great job. I'm sure you're watching this. Um,
Great job.
Great job. You're doing wonderful.
Tony Khan, a great friend of mine, one of the best.
Yeah, no, the pacing feels great.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then we get to the Continental Classic finals between Moxley and Okada, and Jon Moxley wins the title, turns face, everything we needed and some. This match was amazing. I'm like looking at AEW's like they like go through what happened. They have like 7 paragraphs about this match, but this match was fucking amazing. Now, I don't think me personally, I take the Kyle Fletcher match over it.
It was better.
This match was very fucking good.
It was kind of quick, kind of abrupt to me. I
Okay.
think I think they should have played into the fact that like Okada kind of did a little bit, but not as much as Mox was selling with the leg
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And I think Mox did a better job of selling the I've been through a war and now I'm here. I think Okada could have done a better job at that to justify that the match only went, I think, like what, 12 to 15 minutes? Like it wasn't very long, was it? Like it didn't feel that long.
I could check that. Uh, I agree with you though. We talked about this
It
before.
kind of just popped out of nowhere. And there's so many false finishes in AEW that you're like, really? You know what I mean? It feels like it got cut for time almost.
Um, we talked about this before, but I do feel like AEW does so much better with the Japanese guys who are just like kind of cocky. You know, I do
Yeah.
love that.
The arrogant Japanese wrestler.
It is a lot more fun. And I think there's like no one that does it better than Okada, honestly.
Okada does a very good job of that. He's such a douche. He looks like such a douche.
He really
And
does.
I thought the match was incredible. I in one way I do like how it came out of nowhere because I really didn't think it was the finish when it was done. I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, that was it. Like I totally thought I was gonna get got way more than that, and it was great. I thought it was great. And I hope this leads to Okada and Kyle Fletcher splitting off from the Don Callis family because Okada kind of got Kyle Fletcher kind of got screwed over with the screwdriver spot because he's looking for
Yeah.
the screwdriver, and the Okada match and the Takeshita match, like it all kind of ties together where there's going to be tension because Don Callis probably orchestrated all of that for them.
I could do. I think I would be more supportive of Takeshita. Obviously, is going to be out of the Don Callis family. I think
Yeah.
Okada should also leave and Fletcher stay in. I think it would be cooler having Fletcher and Don Callis because Okada could be a cocky prick anywhere, but having that aura of Kyle Fletcher being like the guy in the Don Callis, I think would benefit a lot. This match was 20 minutes on the dot, but it did feel kind of abrupt. So I agree with you in that. I think what they did very well in this whole pay-per-view was progress the storylines, but they felt kind of like things that should have been progressed already. I don't want to speak to maybe Wednesday Takeshita pops off and leaves the Don Callis, but this kind of slow
That would be sick. Like that would be such a good way to capitalize on everything. Just right now, hit it right now.
The way they're doing it is very slow and it's very WWE.
Very Triple H, you mean?
Yeah, so it's like
long-term storytelling.
Yeah,
Speaking of Triple H, we got a fatal 4-way coming up next too, right?
The last match of the night, MJF
very Triple H booking.
Joe and Swerve in another 20-minute title match. So like
this was very
one,
Triple
right?
H.
The same thing where I feel like that slow trickle where like obviously we're setting up for Hangman versus Hook, but we should have got that shit already because Hook isn't some main eventer. I don't understand this slow. I want to see MJF as the champ feels like the guy right now to do that between having Hangman being a cool baby face, Swerve being a cool baby face. And I think it's just setting up for Ospreay to take the title from him at All in Wembley Stadium in front of Will Ospreay's crowd. They'll be so hot for him. So I think that's what they're setting up. And that's just my problem with the show where it's like there's a lot of like slow setup, which is cool, but I kind of need that like, whoa. And maybe Moxley winning the title was supposed to be that, but I don't know why I just didn't get that effect out of me. I wish if Cesaro won the title on the show, I would have been lit, It would have been something like we're waiting, but Moxley, I'm like, all right, like we'll see what they do, but I need to see, like, I need the like, oh moment too.
Yeah. I like MJF having the title. them showing that Hangman and Swerve after all that teaming up and bullshit. I think they really did. I will say they listened to their fans. They tried to at least. When they saw people were like, "Yo, these guys should be on site," they did course direct and kind of give more context and make it. And they gave them their own moment. I do like how they did every single combo that you could possibly have throughout. They matched everybody up. Samoa Joe can go.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Unc.
And MJF taking the title from that whole situation is hilarious to me because those three are in a feud. MJF comes out of nowhere and just takes the title out of the feud now.
Uh-huh.
So you could take the title a completely different direction. MJF can go fight anybody else now because he didn't really have beef. He does, but doesn't with everybody. The most beef he has is because he freaking crotch bumped Swerve in the face. And I think Swerve might literally feud with him just because of that.
Dude, that
And
was
that would
so
be
cool.
such a Swerve thing too. And then
Yeah.
Swerve hit him back with it too. But I don't know. I really liked the match because of what it set up, and it felt like a little underwhelming. And like we were saying, this pay per view felt a little underwhelming, but I think it's because it was setting other things up. I
Yeah.
think this match a month from now is going to age well. Seeing how everything went, where MJF goes with the title and how the three of them are going out, we might even be another Hangman and Swerve feud by then. You
Yeah.
know, Hook
I
should not be a 3-match feud. That should be a 1-match.
kill it. Yeah.
Interference probably ends in interference. Maybe give Hook a cheeky win just for fun.
That'd be cool. Then it would have to be a multiple match thing, though. I
Ends in
think
a Texas death match. Hook versus Hangman.
all in. No, I think we're getting a lot of progression, slow progression, like I said.
Yeah.
But MJF now is gonna his first title defense will probably be Bandito because Bandito has the Dynamite Diamond ring. So I think that's definitely where they go with that. And then I just don't know how you get MJF to all in. Right? Like, is it going to be a lot of filler feuds? Because I just think he's the perfect guy for Osprey to beat, but I feel like maybe he took the title a little too soon. But I guess like MJF, as long as he's there weekly, he's kind of Roman Reigns this year. But MJF
I
versus
think he's gonna
Bandito,
do that stupid heel thing,
huh?
He's gonna do that stupid heel thing where he doesn't defend.
Which is fine as long as he's on the show talking shit. Like that's all I really want from him. I think maybe we get a
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly beef. When he comes back, he kind of feels like a guy that's going to get slotted into the main event. But other than that, I just don't see the bodies for MJF right now because you're not going to give him a Swerve. You're not going to give him Hangman. Maybe you do. Maybe you have him beat both of them and Osprey be the final boss. Like this kind of feels like it's going to be a Cody Rhodes. I have to finish my storyline next year because Osprey's never won the world title.
Yeah, which seems weird. It's like those guys that you think has, and you're like, oh, he actually hasn't.
Yeah. He won the Continental Championship or whatever it's called.
Doing it at Wembley would be incredible.
It would be a fun moment, amazing moment. But yeah, I mean, that was all it for Worlds. And what do you rate the show out of 10?
8.
Yeah, that's what it has on Cage Match as well. I'd probably give it like a 7.5, 7, honestly. I'll give it a 7. It was
I mean, if
above
there's a
average.
match that I didn't even watch, really, I think that has to be a 7.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that also could have been a me problem. I don't want to be overly negative. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll give it an 8.
Last thing on the show, the title match being 20 minutes, I would have liked them to give us a old AEW 45-minute war between the four of these guys. I think if you have 4 guys that good, just giving them more time will equate to a better match.
I mean, how many times are we going to see Samoa Joe in a fatal 4-way with these guys ever again?
I mean, I think next year's Joe's last year, so
that's what I mean. Is that like let him go?
Yeah,
or maybe he's the reason they couldn't.
Maybe.
We never know. We don't know.
Maybe. Let's pivot over to WWE, but before we do that, let's talk about our sponsor of our show, Boom Fantasy. Make sure you guys use code RTP on Boom Fantasy to get a risk-free bet up to $100. We got playoff football coming around the corner, and I just cashed out big on my Christmas football, right? I cashed out on. I texted you that something.
Yes, sir, you did.
I hit on my money, so hit on yours. And even if you don't like sports betting, this is just the number one way to support the show. So scan the code, use code RTP, and sign up today.
And one more thing, too. Look at this. They got the daily wheel extended through January now. So every single day you can get onto the app and spin. So it says 2000X wheel, risk-free bet, 50% boost, 50-50 wheel, 500 XP, 25% boost, another risk-free, and then 1,000 XP there. So you guys got some good stuff here. Get on it.
That's just free, man. I zoomed in on myself, man. That sucked. I'm gonna have to
I
pull
know.
my.
I thought you were about to put your phone up, and it was gonna be zooming in perfectly.
How do I get this shit to fucking zoom back out, bro? That's a problem. Let me. Okay, there we
Oh,
go. Never mind. There we go.
dude, you're like Doctor Strange right now, dude. You're
It's
like freaking.
no, I would do that, but I don't want it to. It never listens to me, so I'm glad it did this time. Let's talk
You're
about.
like gentle parented your camera, dude. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
come on.
please come on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Center yourself. It was definitely an interesting week for WWE.
Mhm.
Pre-recorded shows, I think, stink no matter what. Um, just because things like the Carmelo Hayes match, I would have got a
Spoiled.
huge pop from me, but I saw it already. I saw it that he
Yeah.
won, which sucks. But shout out Carmelo Hayes, man. I'm so happy he won the title. He's definitely needs to get turned up. You know, let's
Yes.
get him to be that guy because Braun Breaker's that guy. Carmelo Hayes, I think, is on it. I think Carmelo Hayes is a better in-ring wrestler. And we talked
Oh
about
yeah.
this. So I guess we'll just fucking start off with this. I think by design, like you said, but Carmelo Hayes out wrestled Ilya this week. Like it just felt like he had all the big moments, all the cool moves, all the big spots. It was pretty sick.
It felt like a Continental Classic match.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
felt like something that you saw both guys fighting for, like there was a desperation in both of their in every move of theirs, and it just seemed like Carmelo was a step ahead every single move, and that was the story being told, and it was really well done. I didn't know I knew Carmelo was good, but I didn't know he could keep up like that
He
because
could go.
Ilya was putting a pace on, man. It was a great match. Might even be one of my favorite matches of the year. Ilya beating Sammy, like the fact that the US Open title like challenge thing always brings out the best matches that WWE puts on in the year because it's just straight wrestling most of the time. You know.
Do you think Carmelo keeps up the open challenge? I don't think he should. Just because,
I don't think it fits his gimmick.
not even that. I think like if he opens up the open challenge again, he's just gonna fight Ray Phoenix, Aleister Black, like the same guys who challenge Ilya and Sammy. You know, it's just gonna be the same six
Yeah.
guys on
We need a
repeat.
feud. Honestly, if Ilya's a feud or maybe Carmelo versus Sammy, Carmelo versus
I think it's setting up Trick Williams.
oh,
I
you think
think
there's going to be another NXT guy coming up?
yeah, Kit Wilson said like, "Oh, I want a match next week," and Alder said, "Oh, I got someone for you." There's a lot of rumors about Trick. Trick's done everything in NXT. He's not in the NXT storyline. Trick and Mello is like a historic NXT beef. I think we're just gonna get that on the main roster, plug and play, pretty simple.
Do you think that's going to lead to Ilya and Sammy having a feud without the title?
No, because I can't see either of them turning. I don't know where those two guys go now. Realistically,
The Rumble, we're going to find out. And then honest, we got a lot
where
of
would
NXT
where
guys
would
coming up.
are we just gonna plug and play a 6-man United States Championship match at WrestleMania this year, like how they did with the IC? Like,
Put on, how about a title match? How about a ladder match?
I mean, I could definitely see
US
that
Championship title
ladder
ladder
match.
match would actually be so insane. If you have
Who's your
Carmelo,
6? Yeah,
Ilya, Sammy,
Trick.
Trick, easy, Javon.
I think
Javon
Javon's going on
Williams.
Raw. I think Javon's gonna be the Raw call up. But if you
I
want to
also
throw him
wouldn't
there,
be
throw him in.
surprised if they just don't even care.
Yeah, throw him in there if you want to throw him in
They
there.
don't even. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they would keep it to SmackDown. And then Javon, yeah, it was on Raw. I don't know, man, but there's a lot of options that could do
There's
that.
like
Like
Alistair. Oh, you know who it'd be? It'd be those first four you said, and Alistair and Damian Priest, because they'll still be feuding by WrestleMania season. It just
they're
won't
gonna be
stop.
in the wheelchairs, bro, hitting each other in the shins with their canes.
Real talk. You had thoughts about that Christmas match. I
Yeah,
personally enjoyed it. I like stuff like that. I think the problem WWE has is the matches are very boring and they don't like try to experiment. So having something where it was like super far wacky is better than like having a normal match where Biz gets kicked in the balls and everybody laughs. You know, I'd
yeah.
rather go super extreme with it.
I think having the Miz just take another another L. That's where most of my frustration is that it's like, man, the Miz is just, oh look, it's the Miz at a Christmas segment. We know who's getting pinned here. You know what I mean? It always feels very kind of like the Lil Cena. Like it feels very Vince
Mhm.
McMahon early 2000s. So like in a sense, it's like nostalgic. But for
Oh,
me, I don't know. Like, just make it like an interview segment between the Miz and Joe Hendry, and then have it turn into a brawl where Joe Hendry comes out with all those rather than making it like a thing and just give it some time so they can just brawl. You know,
I like it this way though, and I also think of the crowd. If you know you're
they
going
hey,
to,
they were popping, and I've been there for stupid stuff like that.
yeah,
It is so fun.
it's insane, you know, and it's
It
like
is so fun.
I don't think I want a full Joe Hendry Miz feud. So I'm cool with this just being a fun little match. Maybe you revisit this again. The Miz isn't going to get any wins until WWE wants him to. So it's like if
It's
he
never
won
gonna
this
happen.
match, like what would that have really done? You know,
Yeah.
I think the Miz needs to manage. I wish they didn't break up Melo Don't Miz. Like it would have been cool if the Miz was just in his corner rooting for him. But yeah, I don't know where they go with the Miz, but that's okay. Like that's kind of he could disappear for another 6 months. Let him rock.
Him, Shinsuke, and now gonna be Joe Hendry. Just the three guys that are just gonna circle
Beef.
around that area.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we get Oba called up, Trick called up,
Yeah.
Sol Ruka called up. I think this SmackDown felt like the first SmackDown where I could see this being a 3-hour show and it not pissing me off. You know?
Yeah.
And then the last kind of major thing on SmackDown was the Drew McIntyre Cody stuff.
Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, 3 stages of hell.
I'm excited. What do you think? Like, so
Dog,
3 stages
I
of
can't
hell.
even remember the last one that they had.
The last one they had was Adam Cole, I think. Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano.
Oh shit! When was the last main roster one?
I want to say Cena Ryback.
I'm surprised Ryback isn't in our comments going, "Feed me more hungry."
I'm yeah, are you checking? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I've never watched one of these. I mean, I probably watched Cena and Ryback when I was a kid, but I can't remember the last one.
It was only
Yeah,
been
it was
5.
John Cena Ryback. That was the last one. So,
There's only been 5. That's crazy.
do you remember any of these?
I watched a lot of these in the Blockbuster. Like my grandfather and I used to go walk down there and go get the old DVDs and VHSs.
Uh-huh.
I've watched all of these No, I've watched all of them at some point or the other. Growing up, but I couldn't tell you. The Randy Orton Triple H one was miserable.
Really?
It just took forever. The Triple H Shawn Michaels one in 2002 was all right. The Triple H Stone Cold Steve Austin one, I think, is still the best one. The first one was very, very good. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H work really well together. And
That
this
would
is
make sense.
early 2000s trips, so he's juiced to the gills.
I mean, it kind of looked, but when I look at this, right, and you see a match in 2001, one in 2002, and then none until 2009, that tells me the 2002 one was awful. You know?
Which, by the way, the 2002 one, the Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the middle match was a steel cage match, which is so random. The last match, which makes more sense for the first one, is the steel cage match.
So do
Standard
you
match,
climb
street
out of the
fight, steel
cage?
cage.
You climb out of the cage and then you go get your ladder and you run back into the cage, or what?
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Putting a steel cage match, it's like, what are you going to do that goes bigger than that? Your second match is a steel cage match, and then you got to get the title off the ladder. So you beat each other up, and then you got to go try to get the title off the ladder. It's like, I don't know. I just hit the 6-7. That was horrible.
Is this 3 stipulations at once? So they like
No.
fight, or it's like separated?
3 matches, 3 falls.
But all in one like match, right? It's not like
it's like an Iron Man style match.
we're not gonna get this match and then Meech and Jade Cargill and then John. And then
no. They don't get any break.
Okay.
So the first, it's like a first to 3 falls, but with stipulations.
I'm looking forward to this. And
No, I actually genuinely, this is good. And Drew better fucking win this.
Yeah.
If Drew McIntyre doesn't win this, I don't want to say, but I'm gonna drive to Greenwich, Connecticut with a lot of fertilizer. Okay, I'm gonna go to Titan Towers and I'm gonna drop off a special package. I'm gonna be so upset if Drew McIntyre doesn't win this. Like,
what
what's
would
the
your
point?
stipulations be? What would your stipulations be?
Drew does so good in cage matches. I think a steel cage match. I think they're probably gonna. I mean, Triple H has been in 3 of the 3 stages of hell. This is basically a Triple H match.
Uh-huh.
This is basically his match. Wait, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. He was in 3 of the 5. So, um, I think we're gonna see, and then almost all of them had some sort of steel cage. 2 of them had a steel cage. 1 of them had a stretcher. I think we're gonna see a steel cage. I think we're gonna. It's gonna be. There's Germany. He's gonna do it for the European crowd. I think it's gonna end in a steel cage, and I think it's gonna be standard match. Then I think it's gonna be some sort of violent, like
Tables,
tables
extreme
match,
rules.
something like that, extreme rules match, and then it's gonna end in a steel cage. I think.
I would like
Um,
to see a stretcher match, dude.
or an ambulance match because they like to
Yeah,
use their European things. It ends in an ambulance match.
I think that'd be cool. I
Triple
think
H would be like, it's the first one's going to be an ambulance match.
and then
They
you
have to
gotta
go to
come
the
back,
hospital, get a checkup, and then they
get the
come
commercial
back.
break in really quick. No, I think it'd be cool if they went extreme rules, steel cage, ambulance. Just fucking kill each other.
If
I
they
don't know
wouldn't,
in the live.
if they fully pulled the trigger, I think that would be good. Actually, honestly, I think you're right. Maybe it ends in a last man standing match.
That would be cool too. Last man standing would be really cool in this. I think the last stipulation has to be like a
Death,
yeah,
like death,
bro, we're
how
not gonna see
close
this guy
the
for a while.
closest they get to death because WWE doesn't do it very much, very often.
So, do we get Drew McIntyre winning this and Cody Rhodes returns at the Rumble?
I hope so.
Like, that's my whole thing. I don't know how. If Drew wins, what's the direction? Fatu?
Yeah, imagine Drew wins and then Jacob Fatu's music hits. And he climbs into the cage. You know what I mean? And then immediately breaks his leg jumping off the top of the steel cage.
But then does Fatu just because if Fatu challenges Drew, I want Fatu to win. So we're doing all this hype for a Drew McIntyre title reign just for him to have one defense.
I mean, it could lead us all the way to Royal Rumble. They can drag that feud out all the way to the Rumble, depending on who gets involved in the feud. Because you know how
Well, that's
WWE
2
likes
weeks.
to have
3 Stages of Hell's on the second SmackDown of the year, and then Royal Rumble's on the 4th.
yeah.
So
I don't know. I think they would just put Drew on the back burner. He just won't be there.
they're gonna give him like Tommaso Ciampa or like some fucking jobber to come play more. Sami Zayn,
Maybe Sammy. I was gonna say
Yeah.
maybe someone like Sammy.
He
If
could
Kevin
be-
Owens comes back, he needs to be winning. So I don't want to put Kevin Owens in there.
I would
Sammy-
love it to be Sammy. I think that would be a good person for him to beat and like make me more hyped up for Sami Zayn to.
I think Sammy's gonna return at the Rumble, so I don't think he's gonna have any feud before
Really?
the Rumble.
Shinsuke,
If he wins.
bro. Or maybe, bro. Okay, I mean we got to pivot to Raw. There's rumors about the first Raw on Netflix being Jericho's return. Like it's starting to pick up. So maybe Jericho.
I would love to see Drew McIntyre lose to Jericho somehow. Just see the generational crash out.
Vince. Oh, that would be so funny.
But no,
I would love to
Drew
see
would
Drew
win.
McIntyre. I would love to see Drew McIntyre rip Jericho in a promo.
You fat.
Yeah, just like look at you.
He
but
does look like a brick.
as far as Monday Night Raw went,
Yeah,
the- let's talk about the small stuff first before we talk about theory. But Maxine Dupree, this was a segment that I liked. I could get behind.
I'm liking it. It's still picking up steam, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, I want to see where they go with her still. I'm not against it. And I do think she kind of out promoted Becky. I have a problem with some of this Gunther stuff right now. I love the heat the crowd is giving him. I don't understand why the wrestlers are hating on him. Like he won a tournament, and beat John Cena. Like I don't it's fun. The AJ Styles stuff is gonna be fun, but I don't get like Otis and Tozawa, Gunther walks by and he's talking shit to like what is that? What that does nothing for me personally.
It's corny. I do think it's corny. Oh. Am I blurred out right now?
You're a little blurred. It's okay. We're at the end of the episode anyway.
This is great. So I think it's corny. It's not my flavor either. The way that they're doing that without justification, it feels very childish. Here, I'm gonna see if this does anything. Nope.
It's like a murder documentary.
So I think
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
thinking. Jeez, it really does not want to focus. Um, yeah, I think it's really corny. And they're trying to like it's really childish. It's very Vince McMahon style booking. I feel like where it's like everybody hates this guy. Ah ha ha. You know, like even the janitors hate him. You know, like I don't know. I think it's bad, but hey, I think they're trying to let the crowd get their booze out so they can
Yeah.
actually get to the meat of it because they know he's just gonna be booed out of the place. Wow, this is really blurry.
You just got to fix it before we record the next one. Honestly, I
I
think it's
know.
fine right now. I think we got to get to the AJ Styles Gunther stuff. I would love for a full Road to WrestleMania build of that. I think that would
Yeah.
be a lot of fun. Like not just like a 1 week build. I want Gunther and AJ Styles every week to be talking shit to each other. But the last thing was the theory thing, and I know you really wanted to talk about that, so it's kind of disappointed you're blurred out. But
Here, I'll just bring
Austin
myself
Theory,
real close here.
there you go. Austin Theory, and look good. You look good on Raw, bro. There you go.
Austin Theory, wellness violation?
You think he's yoked like that?
No, because he's not as yoked as he was. Oh,
There you go. All fixed.
yeah, boy.
Back to life. Oh,
Chia boy.
yeah, brother.
Chia boy. There we go. Come on. Come on, baby.
Austin Theory always could go. You know, we knew that.
He's great.
He's an amazing wrestler.
He's great. But I don't know how he fits into the group. It feels weird. It feels forced. But
It does.
you know, if Paul Heyman can work miracles, but what CM Punk said about gassing up the wrong superstar too soon, you know, but I don't know. Austin Theory's got everything he needs to be a superstar. So I'm trusting the process. I really like the idea, but was it my flavor? I mean, it was a good match, but it wasn't really my flavor. We all knew what was going to happen when Rey Mysterio was in the match. You know, someone's going to get the pin. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't think that's where you're going. I thought you were going to get into the nitty gritty. Do you think Seth Rollins is behind this, behind Austin Theory? That's what people are saying. He's an industry. He's a
In
plan.
that aspect, possibly. I like him. What is going on? This camera is making me
You're good,
angry.
bro. Ignore it. Ignore it.
But I don't know. I like it. I like that idea. I like the idea of Seth Rollins being behind this still. I think it's still to be seen. I like the idea of Seth figuring out a different angle to fuck over Paul Heyman. So I like it. It makes sense for me, and it makes more sense than just adding people. That makes me think that Logan Paul might also be with Seth too, which I don't like. But who knows?
I just think if the plan is for Austin Theory to be a part of the vision, and bro, you gotta mute it if you're gonna go on no camera.
I did mute it on this, but I guess my hard mute on my microphone doesn't work.
That's like if you turned your camera off in a Zoom class and farted. Like,
I muted this, but I guess my hard mute on my headset doesn't work.
oh man, that was funny. Hey, at least the camera's fixed. You worked a miracle. Oh,
I blew my nose. I just went -5 in aura, but now I fixed the camera.
At least we could see the -5. I think Austin. If this is the plan, Austin Theory just in the vision. I feel like this does nothing. Like it doesn't make Austin Theory a bigger superstar. There's like no point of bringing him back. If this is working under Seth, then I think we get into something interesting that could last a year plus with a storyline with him and Seth eventually leading to like a WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 44, 2 down the line. But yeah, I'm curious where they go with this, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it's just him in the vision, I think if he sticks around, then he's just gonna be stuck like Finn Balor.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's this or getting fired, I think this is always going to be a better option for us in theory. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes.
It would have been cool. The whole point of this was like, oh, go prove yourself theory. They should have had him go out there and beat like Logan Paul or Bronson Reed, and like, okay, like you're a part of the group now, you know?
Kind
Like,
of like the Blackpool Fight Club.
yeah, when they did that, yeah.
Yeah,
That Blackpool Combat Club, that was
Combat
like the
Club.
Death Riders before the Death Riders.
Yep.
But yeah, like something like that would have been really interesting. But hey, we're just a couple guys talking wrestling. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of This Week in Wrestling, brought to you by RTP Wrestling. Again, shout out the sponsor of our show, Boom Fantasy. Code RTP gets you a risk-free bet up to $100. John, is there anything else you want to say, my brother?
Sorry for blowing my nose. Unmuted. That was crazy.
That was funny.
It was probably so fucking loud, too.
It wasn't that loud. It was just so funny. Like the camera turned off and it was just. But yeah.
That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We out.